Grandma told me I was going to hell at my birthday dinner. I love it. So we will have a conservative grandma, and he or she will be dressed weirdly, or he or she will have sex with like a friend, but they do not plan on marrying or anything like that, and they're gonna get like insulted for that. Yeah, my friend has fun liking wet brain dry. This happens years ago at this point. I just found this sub. Yes! For some context, my father died when I was very young. He was gay. Aww. My grandmother didn't think he was a good influence slash parent. Yours, okay, that's a good start. We already know where this is going, and I'm happy because, like, we nailed it at the title. Divorced, left my mom. Okay. A single parent, more or less, because my dad really did have a lot going on at the time and wasn't fit to be the sole provider for me. So she relied on my grandparent, my father's parent, for a lot. Because of this, my mom was very reliant on them for money and usually just let my grandmother have her way about things. Something she got her way about until I turned 18 was that I went to a Catholic school. I was an altar girl. Altar, okay, good. I guess it's altar girl at church. Was ordained to give out the Eucharist during mass. Anyway, the whole shebang. Honestly, like, I've been there. It's not that bad. Like, you've got some, you take some good, how do you say that, values out of it, but there are so many ways that you can teach those values to a kid that it's not forcibly the best way to do so. On the story, I was turning 19 and I had just moved home that summer from my first year in college. I couldn't afford a second year there, so I moved home and was enrolling in community college. Since I was home for my birthday, my grandparents offered to take me out for dinner. It's nice. Dinners were always their jam, so I picked one I liked and we go dinner. We were having a nice time. Then they bring the bill. Grandpa gets up to pay at the counter, as is typical with American dinners, and that's when she strikes. Oh, alone at the table with my grandmother for the occasion of my birthday, she proceeded to tell me how disappointed she is that I've stopped going to church, how she felt that I'm wasting the Catholic education she convinced my mother I needed, presumably so I wouldn't turn out gay. You do not turn out gay because you have gay parents. My wife have two moms for all her life, and like, being gay is something that happens even before birth, during like if we follow the actual research that have been made on some other mammals, during the development stasis of the embryo. So you don't decide to be gay, you are born gay. Like, let's just take that off the table. And that this deeply saddens her, as I'm surely going to hell as a result. Oh yeah, sure. I was stunned. She'd never spoken to me like this before. I don't even know how I responded. I genuinely don't remember. Genuinely. What I do remember is realizing that moment that nothing I ever accomplished would ever be good enough for her, and it didn't include her fate as well. That's cool, because like, that's the basic story of Encanto. Grandpa came to the table and she immediately shut up. Grandpa would never let her say anything like that to me, and certainly not at a celebration for my birthday. It was like, once I turned 18 and was really finally able to start making decisions for myself, she realized that she was losing control of me. That's cool, because like, we're not in the 1980 anymore, so it's fair. And I have plenty story of her. She's been a constant presence in my life for years. Obviously, like, she's been the one up to a certain point. Like, if she was the one providing with your grandfather to what your mother needed to be able to make you grow, that makes sense that she had a strong influence on you. I'm just not sure how well received grandparent stories are on this sub. Honestly, at some point, she took the role of a mother. Like, for those for which it does not make sense, okay? You can have more than one mother in your house, in your life, without having two mom per se. Your role model as your woman role model, your female role model in your life will basically be what you can call a mother for a lot of you, as long as they are the one providing you with your value. And there, I see her. She had her mother, but she also had her grandmother that was like as much of a mother model for her in the way she could. A few people have asked about the grave story, and while I did reply the story in a comment to someone, I feel like telling you all to go find the comment. So for your reading pleasure, copied verbatim from my original comment. That's not a bad thing. To give you the short slash sweet version, he died when I was 12. When his headstone was ready, grandma wanted everyone to go out to his grave so a priest could bless the stone or something. I didn't want to go. The funeral was traumatic. So okay, worst way as a kid to be in the center of attention is because of one of your parents has just died. Truly, I can. That's clearly that. Can Captain be your father figure? I'm so sorry, Drag. You're already past the age of adoption. You have Mike. That should be one. Anyway, I refused to go. A few weeks later, and I'm on summer break. I went to my grandparents' house every day while my mom worked. Basically, grandma went and picked up my favorite cousin. I accept the role of mentor, but not the one of father, Drag. Basically, grandma went and picked up my favorite cousin, took us to get lunch, and instead of going home after lunch, she's a witch. She's a witch. She's a controlling, manipulative bastard. I never felt so betrayed in my entire life. My aunt, Edith Tahad, different aunt than the one who gives me grief for not visiting, ripped her about 16 new asshole when she found out. This is wonderful. Like, I love it when Christians are saying to other people that they're going to hell. You're supposed to love the other. You're supposed to treat them the way you want to be treated. Like, tell me the fudge how it makes sense, according to your own teaching, to say to someone that they're going to hell and hope you're not going by yourself. Yeah, no, sorry. You're gonna ask for absolution just before you die. That's it, right? That's absolution. That's the whole loophole, right? If there's a priest that is saying every bullshit you've done in your life, you've killed someone, you've harmed someone, you've hurt someone, that is all good. Now you're going to heaven because I just made a cross on your head. Good job, GG. Don't do anything stupid any more stupid thing before you go to death, and you should be fine. Like, teacher will be like, oh, it's fine, you're just the worst human being in the world, but you got absoluted, so welcome. Even if you have a strong belief in like Christian teachings, this does not work out. This does not make sense. That's it. That was my very quick take on that. Like, just saying that she's going to hell because she's not going to church. Hey, she hasn't done anything stupid yet up to what you know. She just stopped going to church. Give her time.